If you're looking for the best bank for a BVI company, then you've already stumbled upon one of the greatest secrets in the offshore industry. BVI companies are like Delaware Corps, but on steroids. They pay nothing in taxes, they're easy to run, and there's no special reporting or annual audits. Plus, there's the added benefit of privacy since the owner's name isn't splashed all over the internet. But there's a snag. Most banks don't want to open accounts for BVI companies. So, in this video, we'll show you how to find the best bank for a BVI company. We'll demystify some of the challenges you will face and share a few of the strategies you can use to open accounts. But before we dive in, make sure you hit that subscribe button and the like button. Also, might as well hit the notification bell while you're here. That way, you always get alerted when we post new account opening opportunities. Here at GlobalBanks, we help individuals and businesses unlock the benefits of international banking by helping them find and open accounts with the best banks around the world. Before we get started, we have a free business banking starter guide designed to help non-resident and offshore companies open bank accounts around the world. Don't forget to download your copy using the link in the description below. Now, let's start by talking about some of the challenges you're going to face when opening accounts for a BVI company. Account opening in general can be bureaucratic torture, but add in a BVI company and it can become a long, invasive application with never-ending requests for supporting documents. Not to mention constant rejection. Plus, if you don't have the right information or don't know what you're doing, it can get painfully expensive. All in, it can cost just over $2,000 just to submit one application. But it doesn't have to be that way. In fact, we help GlobalBanks insiders, our premium members, open bank accounts for BVI companies all the time. You just need to know which banks to approach, which bankers to contact, and how to make sure you are representing your business correctly. Unfortunately, most people don't do this. Instead, they tend to target the wrong banks, have zero operating history or business relationships, or operate a business that's hard to track and assess like a consultant company. Let's take a quick look at these in detail. Firstly, targeting the wrong banks. This is one of the most common reasons why people fail. They apply for accounts at banks that don't even accept BVI companies as clients. Secondly, if you just created a BVI company, aren't doing business yet, and don't have any customers, the bank will struggle to see value in onboarding you as a client. They need proof that your business is real and has legitimate sources of income. So you should at least have some clients lined up before applying for an account. Lastly, your company is service-based. This might seem odd if you're new to international banking, but being a freelancer, consultant, or marketing guru with just a few clients is actually considered very high risk by banks. The problem? You're providing services. You see, banks sometimes view offshore companies providing services as high risk, since they're a favorite tool for money launderers and illicit cash. After all, it's hard for banks to tell if you're actually providing a real service or not. Now that we have the challenges out of the way, let's look at how you can find a bank for your BVI company. Your approach is going to depend on your personal details, client profile, desired deposit, your company particulars, what your business actually does, how strong your documentation is, and so much more. We detail why these variables matter and how much you can use them to your advantage in our premium report called How to Open International Bank Accounts for Offshore Companies. This report is available to all of our premium members inside the GlobalBanks Insider platform. But for now, here are some strategies and methods you can use to start identifying the best bank for your BVI company. First, Find banks willing to accommodate BVI companies. This might seem like a no-brainer, but start by finding a bank that has confirmed that they're willing and able to open accounts for BVI companies. But doing that is easier said than done. To do this, you'll need to contact the bank, track down an experienced banker, have a candid conversation, convince them that you're worth talking to, and ask them if they're really able to open accounts for offshore companies. This is tough because at many banks, you'll be stuck with a customer service rep and won't be able to get through to the actual banker. In other words, you're getting answers from someone who doesn't really know the answer. Second, find banks where BVI companies have successfully opened accounts before. In this scenario, there's no need to ask the bank if they accept BVI companies, since you've already confirmed that they do. You can do this based on raw data, account experiences, and reviews from your peers. If you know what others have done, which specific banks they had success at, what their client profiles were, then you can use it for your benefit. Next, find banks that accept UBOs with your nationality and background. One of the most important considerations when opening bank accounts for offshore companies is the owner. In this case, you. Look for banks that already accept offshore companies owned by people like you. That means your nationality, residency, professional background, and business type. There might be banks out there that already cater to your specific client profile. Lastly, find banks that accept high-risk nationalities. Banks that accept people from high-risk countries or certain regions have seen everything, especially exotic structures and offshore companies. So if that sounds like a lot of work, you're right. And most people don't want to put in the hours to open an account. Unfortunately, if you already have a BVI company and are struggling with account opening, you know how difficult it can get. It's frustrating. You just paid $1,500 or more to create a BVI company, but the structure is useless if you can't open a bank account. Worse, and even more stressful, is that your business is in limbo. Clients can't pay you, you can't set up payment processing, you can't sell stuff online, you can't accept payments from customers. Your business is on hold until you get a bank account open. Fortunately, if you're stuck and can't open a bank account, there's still hope. We help GlobalBanks insiders open bank accounts for their BVI companies all the time. So, if you want to find the best bank for a BVI company and need help figuring out what to do next, you can obviously get started by using the information in this video. But if you want to know which banks actually accept BVI companies, which countries to target, the best account opening strategies to use, and the best ways to overcome tough paperwork requirements, then we'd be happy to help you on your journey. Our team has created a report on how to open international bank accounts for offshore companies, which will help you find the best bank for a BVI company in the shortest amount of time. We do this by sharing the specific banks, the most successful account opening strategies, the unspoken rules of banking for BVI companies, and the lesser known account opening requirements you need to be aware of. This report and many more are accessible via our premium flagship service, GlobalBanks Insider. With GlobalBanks Insider, you'll get instant access to our entire archive of banking intelligence reports, the GlobalBanks database with more than 250 banks from 50+ countries, and real-time analyst support to answer your most pressing banking questions. So, if you need help sorting out the banking options for your BVI company, or just aren't sure where to turn, we can help. And of course, be sure to click subscribe and gain more insights into the banking world by checking out our other videos. Thanks so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.